Greetings and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumin and today we're having a look at Where Winds Meet. Where Winds Meet is a free-to-play epic Wuxia open-world action-adventure RPG set in ancient China in the 10th century. Players assume the role of a young swordmaster as they embark on a journey to uncover the mysteries of their own identity. Let the wind carry your legend on an epic journey to the east. So yeah, this one is part action RPG, very small part MMO, fully free to play, and it's also on mobile. I'm making a face. You don't need to see the face to know what kind of face I'm making. It has an interesting character creation system, however, which is why we are here. Hey! Alright, if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Where Winds Meet, you can find some links below, and as always, there will be timestamps. Use them to find what you're looking for, and leave satisfied. While you are down there, you can also find my links, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. Yeah, so if you want to support me in what I do, that should be your first stop. Thank you. In this video, we're going to have a look at some of the features of the character creation system, including the smart customization that they have. It's probably not going to work. I'm going to try to show it to you, but it's probably not going to work. I just want to say it. I've tried it a bunch. I restarted my PC. I restarted the game. I tried every different way to make it work, and it just, I don't know. I guess it's not that smart. I'll show you some decent presets for both male and female characters, and I will show the gallery off, which features a bunch of user-submitted characters. I'm going to say here now that if you wanted to pick just one part of this video to watch, if you wanted to be out of here in the next minute and a half, just go check the gallery out, use the timestamp, skip to that, have a look at that, and then leave. That'll give you a good idea of what's possible. It shows off so much of the systems that they have here. Just check that out. Just check the gallery out. It's worth it. It really is. Then finally, I will show you what's available on both male and female for the full customization. I'm going to skip a few things, as in I will show you all the options available, but I won't pull all the sliders up and down because there's so much. There's an unnecessary amount of sliders. It's kind of nuts. But some people want that, and I always do say more is better in most situations. And if you're going to actually spend time to make your character cool, yeah, man, you want more to work with, so yeah. Right, as we jump in now, though, I'm just going to pick body type 1, the male character over here, and I'll just take whatever. I'm not talking about that just yet. I want to show you what kind of features you have here. Firstly, you can import data, so you can save and then re-import a character. You can also upload stuff to the gallery. The gallery looks like this. It has a bunch of characters in it. We'll come back here. Don't worry. I will show you SpongeBob and John Wick. You can share it on social media if you like. You can try different outfits on. On both male and female, there are a bunch of different outfits, and I'm going to show you the outfits now. Unfortunately, you can't zoom out further than this right here, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. But some of the outfits are truly magnificent. You can see they're sparkly. Look at this. Look at this. They have glowy bits. They have tassels everywhere. It's just, this is one of the strongest points. And I mean, like, I'll go on about this. I will, whenever I see something like this. And it's for good reason. Because, like, really, they put a lot of effort into this stuff. The outfits look phenomenal. And the presentation, I think, is absolutely A+ here. Absolutely. There's so much good about how they're presenting this and all the different options you have for the presentation. So, yeah, you can pick a different outfit. Then you can change your background as well. There are a bunch of really cool backgrounds to go with here. And you can obviously change sort of like your angle a little bit when you're looking at the backgrounds to see more or less of it. They have, I don't want to say a background for every occasion, but it's like it's close. And some of them are really cool. Like this one, for instance. Like this just, it's fantastic. It's a little busy, obviously. It takes a little away from your character, but like, you know, you can do quite a lot with it. And I mean, I like it when character creators add stuff like this, especially with different lighting, so you can see what's up with it. if you can make a character and then look at it in all the different lighting, then you can be 100% sure it's going to work everywhere. So yeah, finally you can pick poses for your character here. And this will just help you get the good screenshots. This will help you, once again, also just get to know the character that you make in before you jump in on it. Some of these poses are rather interesting. A lot of them you can't really see the entire pose just because the character is so zoomed. I can't zoom much further out, I'm sorry. But you can use these quite nicely, I believe, to show off your stuff. You can. There you go. Now, I did go through the outfits here on the male characters, so to be fair, I will just go through the outfits on the female ones as well, because there are some really shiny outfits here, and you probably want to see them. At least you want to see the torsos of them. Again, I don't know why I can't. I think I can go to the next step, or perhaps the step after the next step, and then I can zoom all the way out. I'm not entirely sure, I can't remember, but either way, they should allow that now. Some of these outfits are just phenomenal. They are highlights that highlight the highlights. It's just, they are special, man. They're really cool. And I mean, yeah, like in a game that probably has no reason to add a bunch of stuff like this, you find it. It's an unexpected surprise and it's beautiful. Yeah. So that's basically it for the options that you have available here. I'm going to jump back onto the mail quickly so I can jump into this smart customization system and show it to you. Now, I'm going to start and preface this once again by just saying I have tried this about 7-8 times now. Okay, I want to say like 150 times. It feels like it. But I've tried it a bunch, and I've tried every different method of doing it, and it still isn't working. I understand that the game servers are probably being slammed, and, you know, there are many reasons for it not to work. Maybe it's my accent, because this system that they have here is pretty unique. You can actually record your voice to generate a character. I tried it once, the first time I installed the game, and what happened was I just read it normally. I didn't put on a show for it. My character spontaneously grew a beard, and the features got a little squarer. That was basically it. I was actually surprised. I didn't think it looked anything like me, but I was surprised that it did something. You're supposed to press record here, then read the reference text, and then essentially the system is going to create a character for you. It's going to take that voice and decide in its infinite wisdom what you look like. I love that. I think it's awesome to just have something so out there in your character creation system. I've never seen it before. But it's not putting on a terribly good show here, because it's just not working. Let's try. I'm not going to put a show on. I'm not going to read it in a funny voice. I'm going to read it clear. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be cool. And let's see if it does something. The Yellow River flows far away among the white clouds, and there's an isolated city on the towering mountains. Failed to analyze, please try again later. Oh, story of my life. Okay. I mean, I can try again. The Yellow River flows far away among the white clouds, and there's an isolated city on the towering mountains. Play it. Didn't work. One more time. Record! The Yellow River flows far away among the white clouds, and there is an isolated city on the towering mountains. Just play them. No. And before you say it, because I know there's someone there saying right now, oh, just let it play till the end and record to the end. It doesn't change anything. Look. Ah, yes, the Yellow River flows far away among the white clouds, and there is an isolated city on the towering mountains. It just doesn't work. Okay. I love the idea, but it doesn't work. Now, they also have an image uploading feature where you can upload a photo to generate a custom character. Brad Pitt's gonna help us out with this one. All right, this one does work, but I'll let him do the talking here. Okay, I'll let Brad Pitt do the talking. Well, you know, here we go. So I tried this a few times already, and I'm gonna actually this time not zoom in as far as I usually do. I'm just gonna put it in like that, and then generate. Behold, Brad Pitt. I mean, okay, like it's okay. I see it a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I love when the game devs, they try stuff like this. I love it, but man, it never works. It just never works. Okay, so let's look at those presets. This will give you a decent idea of what's available. You don't need to look at the full customization if you don't want to. This first preset here, get this, is the only way that you can get hair color that's not black. Currently, I don't know if it's a bug. I have no idea. I hope it is, but you cannot change your hair color. You can have black hair and only that. So in this, you have elegant and realistic. Elegant is what it says it is. The characters are slightly more fine in their appearance. Generally, they have a little bit more makeup on. Fashion icons, you know. And then the realistic characters, they seem more weather-worn, battle-worn. They seem a little more downtrodden in nature, but they also seem a little more varied. I personally like the realistic ones more. They have some slightly older-looking characters here. Some that are a bit more rough and tumble, and they actually have a little diversity, which I was impressed by. All right? A little. It's really just a little. But you can see that the presentation here is really quite nice. They put on a good show. It's nice. It's cool. Yeah. I like it. So that's the male presets. I'm going to show you the female ones now, just so that you can sort of get a full and complete picture. For elegant, here we go. I really love the outfits. Man. And the backgrounds, and all of it just comes together so nicely. These are the elegant ones. The realistic ones. I goddamn love that outfit. Oof. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So that's just the start of it. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back on mail, and we're going to look at what's probably my favorite part of this whole thing, the gallery. I just put all of this stuff before the actual customization because I feel like it's more important. And you'll see why. I just love this, man. I just love this. So these are the user-submitted designs. You can favorite designs, you can upload designs, you can check designers out and see what they've created, and you can even use the characters that they have here. So you can sort of click on one that you like, and you can just import it. I'm going to say right here, there's currently what seems to be a bug where it doesn't put the hair on. So you'll see everything else comes, but not the hair, which is kind of weird. And hair really seems to be a problem in this game, because again, you can't actually change the hair color. So it's fine, you know, because the face is being applied, and that's the most important part. What you can do is you can look at the picture that they have and then put the same hair on there. There are some very interesting and inspired designs here. Chief among them, SpongeBob SquarePants. I am so impressed by this one. I am so impressed. I cannot even fathom how they managed to do this. And this should give you a very good look at what is possible in this character creation system. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's really, really nuts. So, there's a full collection here. And I believe that people are creative. I believe that people are incredibly good at what they do in these character creation customization systems, and they should never be underestimated, because some of this stuff here... Who is this? Rathion? Goddamn handsome Rathion. Some of these designs are just... wow, you know? Some of them are Megamind. but, you know, it's cool. I love that they allow us to do this. I love it. Because why not? Just let us have fun. And clearly, we are going to have fun with this system. Clearly. Look at this. Look at the eyeballs, dude. Oh my god, that's grisly. I should put an age restriction on this. What the hell? Oh, man. Yeah. So, I mean... I feel like you can sort of get an idea of what's possible with the sliders by checking this out. It's funny because on the male side of things, this is far more prevalent. On the male side of things, they have a lot more fun with the designs. On female, they're just trying to make the most attractive character, like statistically, by the numbers, the most attractive character. And on the male side, they're just trying to make SpongeBob and Squidward and Shrek or whoever the hell this is. This is called Dung Eater or what is that? No, that's the guy's name. Here's your sleep paralysis demon. So I mean, I like this. I could sit here all day just looking at these designs. Because this alone is just enough. Here's Shrek version 1. I knew it. It's always Shrek. Shrek is always there. And it's a good design. Like, that's nicely put together. Dude. What? First time I see so many Michael Jacksons. It's kind of impressive how good they are at making Michael Jackson. Like, that's really cool, man. Also, not a lot of darker skinned characters. Looks pretty nice. You can see that, by the way, you can change the facial hair color, but not the actual hair color, which is just crazy to me. So, that's a decent look at the male gallery. We're going to jump onto the females now, and you can see what's up over there. I can't. I'm gonna make it. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video looking at just the gallery. Of course, I'm gonna make a video just looking at the gallery. It's so much fun. How would I not? So here you go. It's like a telling thing. Firstly, the upvotes are way higher. This one has literally 16,000. Right? On the male side, we didn't get anywhere near that. It's a beautiful character, yeah, but it's like nothing special. The presets look just as good as that. Like, I don't know. It's a reference that I don't get. I don't know who Nyx is. I'm so sorry, but. You know, this one's just called ASD, and it has 8,000 upvotes. That's it. That's that. 6,000 upvotes. You know? And there's not a single hideously deformed character here. Why even did I come? Right? Anyway, they're beautiful, and people are talented, and they're good at this kind of shit. But look how far I have to scroll down to find something that looks a little freaky. What if I like that freaky shit, huh? What if I want to see that? What if that's what I want to see? This is cool. Wow. Oh my god. Hell yes, man. I mean, that's a little freaky. It's not the same kind of freaky, but that's a little freaky. There we go! Jeez! Heck yes, man. So, as you can see, the female characters are not exempt. We do see some creativity here as well. Yeah. Yeah, there we are. Oof, nice. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Now we get into the good stuff. Looks like a sad dog. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Every time I see this outfit, I think of the Black Parade, and it makes me a little sad, because I want to listen to that song right now. My Chemical Romance is just excellent, guys. I listen to it in the car. A lot. Ooh. Enough about me, however. Let's talk about Maklampa. Yeah, so, I mean, I should probably be... I'm sorry, I should be clicking on the nice-looking ones. I don't know why I'm not clicking on the nice-looking ones. Let's go back up to the top and just click on one or two nice ones. Someone in the audience is booing and hissing right now. I'm sorry about that, guys. So which ones are the nice ones again? I don't know. I don't have an eye for this. That one's nice. I don't really have an eye for this. So, there are some pretty awesome designs here in the gallery. And if you want a good-looking character, look no further. Alright? Now, however, we are done with all of that frilly stuff. We're going to jump in and we're going to look at what's actually available when you take the next step. Yes, always the next step. We're going to take this guy right here. No, we're going to take John Wind. I think it's him. Here we go. And we're going to go to the next screen. And this is it. Male customization. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to skim a little bit. For the customization, there is a nutso amount of sliders. You can move a whole lot of different stuff, a whole lot of different ways, and you can move it a lot. If you watched the gallery bit just now, you would have seen that. If you didn't watch the gallery bit just now, go watch the gallery bit right now and then come back. And then listen to me say that you can move these a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the different sliders you have. You have your overall head, which is basically the entirety of it. You've got a huge amount of forehead sliders. Then you've got the sides of the forehead, which is even more. And you can do left and right separately. I just made a head explodey. You couldn't see it, I'm sorry. But, okay, it's nuts. And you can do that, by the way, wherever you can do left and right, you can do left and right separately. Right? So, then you got the glabella. Then you got cheekbones over here, and there's a lot left and right separately. And it's a lot that you can move. You got the fulcrum. And it's again, like, it highlights it there for you. But it's again left and right. And it's a lot of options. Then there's the apple cheeks, which is over there. The cheeks. The jowls on the side. The overall jaw at the bottom. The jawline on the sides. The jaw angle. And it's like, okay. Above chin. Overall chin. Chin tip and side chin. Like, holy shit. Right? It is crazy how much they give you here. And it's like, you've seen some of the characters and the hideous deformities you can set up with them. I love it. I love it. And that's just the face shape. That's just the face shape. There's still the eyes. And I mean, like, look at this right now. Okay, so overall eyes, okay? Overall, left and right. Then the brow ridge. Then the inner brow. And look where it's highlighting over there. Mid brow, outer brow, overall eyes. Overall eyeball, inner upper eyelid, outer upper eyelid, lower eyelid, inner eye corner, and outer eye corner. And like, I mean, oh my god. Then the nose. And like, who'd have thought there'd be that many? Look at the nose now. When I click on these, there's the overall. Then we have the root. Then we have the bridge. Then we have more bridge. Then we have the sides of the bridge. Then we have the nose tip. And then we have more nose tip. And then nostrils, and then the base. Crazy. Then on the lips, we've got the overall lips. And you can make them nice and big if you like. Or nice and small if you like. Then the mouth muscle, which is a pretty interesting one. As you can see over there, it's the... it's sort of like where your dimples would be. Then you got your upper lip, the upper lip center, the sides of the upper lip, the lower lip center, sides of the lower lip, and then the mouth corners. Crazy. And then finally we have the ears. Slightly less here. Slightly more normal amount. Overall, the auricle and the earlobe. All of it, once again, left and right. It's crazy. Then we move on to makeup. So the makeup's pretty interesting. I like the way they've set this up. They give you sets of makeup where you can actually just select the makeup here. You can select a overall look and feel for your character, and you can just call it a day, you know? They've even got this, which I really like. You've got literal galaxies in your eyes. You've got the cat whiskers on. You just good to go, man. Looking fab, right? So they give you a look that you can go with as your primary. Like, you just pick it and you run in, right? And that's cool. And I appreciate that they've got the presets for that. It's nothing flashy. It's nothing crazy. But it's there, and it's another extra option, and I'm always happy about those. For foundation, you can change your skin tone over here, and this is nuts. You can just do whatever you like with it. This is essentially where you can make your character whatever you want to make your character, right? It's just, you can do everything with it. And then you can change the roughness, which is quite nice. Once again, it shows off the nice texture work. The luster, which is your glowy shininess. Middle-aged, which just makes it look a little older technically, and then the wrinkles, which makes it look a lot older. Interesting to me, I didn't even know that this was here initially because none of the presets are really older. They're a little older. They're like sort of over here somewhere maybe, like there, but they don't really push it all the way, which is a little sad because it's not a bad looking system. I mean, it looks okay. Then you have the contours, which is... it's sort of like the shading on the face, and I don't usually use that stuff. I don't know about you guys, but it's, for me, not such a big thing that I use. Now, I'm just going to go back on the sets and set it back to the default one over here. Then you can do eyebrows. It's here in the makeup section. There's a lot of different eyebrows that you can choose from. And I mean, like, there's a lot of different eyebrows that you can choose from. It shocks me because there's like 5 hairstyles, and I just don't understand what is the obsession with eyebrows. If there's like 5 hairstyles, you can change the color of your eyebrows, and then you have a bunch of options for the color, the length of the hair strands over here, the hair flow, as it were, the spacing. You can do everything, right? There's even advanced stuff here where you can change the style if you'd like, right? It's amazing. But you still can't just change the hair color. Then your pupils. You guys would have already noticed that the eye customization system is pretty insane. Firstly, you can do left and right. And then for the pupils, there's just a nutso selection. There's just a lot of really cool stuff here. And, you know, in a game like this, you are going to have good visibility on the eyes. There's no two ways about it. You will always see the eyes. You'll see them bright and clear as day from any distance, because these games always do that. Nice designs here, fun stuff, weird stuff, crazy stuff. Nothing more to say really. Again, you can do left and right, and then you can change the color on them as well, if you so desire. For the color, it is sort of like, you can change what you can change. You can't change all of it. Some of the color applies, some doesn't. You can change the pupil size over here, the iris size over here. Then you can move it up and down and left and right. Yeah. Then you can do the eye shine, which is its own whole thing. I'm going to switch this back over there. It's essentially the reflection on your eye. You can have a little heart, you can have little stars, you can have lens flare or whatever, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. It's a nice option to have. You can also just turn it off if you like, and then you can do the intensity on it to make it more or less. Small detail, but cool to see. Lip makeup, once again, quite a lot of stuff here. I always just say, like, hey man, so many pieces of lip makeup, but like 6 hairstyles. I cannot. I don't know, there's something about the hair. And there are some really interesting styles here. I'm a big fan of the scarred ones. I like the ones that are, well, hinting at fangs. And then I also like the bloody ones down here. They make me happy. They kind of cool, right? And then the stitched one is kind of nice too. You can change the color of it, full RGB. Can do whatever you like with it. It's really weird. Once again, it will allow for a lot of cool customization options. There's a intensity slider, a glossy slider, and then there are lip lines. I don't exactly know what the lip line slider does. I think it's the lines, like, sort of like, I don't want to say wrinkles, but like it's the finer detail and texture work on the lips themselves. All right. Blush is self-explanatory. It's that one part we don't really want to visit. You can make this any color you want, but this is where you put your freckles on. So if you want to come over here for that, you should do that. Then there's a facial accessory, they call it, which is essentially a tattoo or marking. Now for this, I'm just going to go back quickly once again to put us on the default one, actually one without anything on. So we'll go with, like, this one is okay. And then I'll show you. This has a good selection of different stuff. You can change the color on it. You can do the intensity on it. You can make it bigger or smaller. As you can see over here, I'm trying to, there we go. Vertical stretch, rotate, horizontal stretch, up, down, left, right, and so on and so forth. The designs themselves are pretty cool. There are some nice designs. They're pretty small on the side over there right now, but some of them are a little bigger, as you can imagine. This is on this side. There's a dot. There's the whiskers. I really like that. Looks like a mountain. Like a mountain range, you know? A lot of nice designs here, and the detail on them is to be commended. Let's just say that, because honestly, more often than not with stuff like this, you jump in and, I mean, I know better than anyone that tattoos and markings on the face, they often become an afterthought. And it makes me a little sad, because there's usually a lot of very cool stuff that you can do with it. But if the devs decided that it was not really something that they were going for, then you just sort of, you just have this like, hey, this will have to do kind of selection. However, here in Where Winds Meet, I gotta say, the selection's actually pretty good. I had that like initial impression about like Dune Awakening, but then like within, I think, a month or so, they had updated the game and added a bunch of new tattoos and stuff, and I was really happy about that. This is just a phenomenal opening selection, and like I've got no complaints. On top of the fact that you can move stuff around, it's just like there's already a good selection here. So the idea is you can put 3 different markings on. So if you want the bird and the mountains, you can do that. I think that's pretty cool, you know? So that's nice. And then finally, facial hair. For the facial hair, we have an alright selection. And you can actually change the color of your facial hair, which is crazy, you know? So they don't have massive bushy beards or anything like that, but in a game like this, expecting massive and bushy beards is folly. So don't, right? So you can change the color, full RGB. I believe they probably wanted the hair to be like this, and they maybe forgot to implement it, but I don't know. And with that said, I'm about to go over to the hairstyle section now, and you'll see what I mean and why I keep complaining. This is it. The hair looks great. I mean, I just want to say the hair looks great. It's amazing. It looks fantastic, but this is all there is for hair. You know, in a system that is so robust and has so much cool stuff in it, putting this in for the hair and then not allowing people to change the color is, well, it's questionable at best. Maybe it's to do with the lore of the game. I don't know. Maybe your character has, because of the lore, black hair. Maybe there are only black-haired characters in the game. Well, I don't know. I don't know. There could be a lore reason. But yeah, well, it's kind of ridiculous. When you're done with all of this, you click on preview, and then you can put together the poses, all the outfits, or anything else. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. So for the outfits again, and I will show these off one more time, they're pretty nice. There's really a decent selection here. I think that it is, of all the stuff that they have here, some of the most inspired, just because I think that they put a lot of effort into it, and some of it is relatively unique, you know? And it's the reason I'm actually showing it off again. Look at the colors on that. That just, it blows my mind how nice that looks. And this is about the best you're going to do for seeing the body of your character. Like, this outfit inexplicably changes the hair color. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's the reason we had that color here, because of this outfit. So yeah, you set all of this up, and then you play the game. And that's actually it for the male customization. We're going to jump on to the female customization now, and I'm going to show you guys what's up. So if you are just joining me, and this is the first thing you want to look at, you can pick elegant or realistic for your presets, and then you can pick a character from the presets over here to start on, or just pick a character and be happy with it. However, we are here to look at the customization options, so I'm going to jump in and show you. You may have seen for like a split second over there, the face highlight with a bunch of different locations. That is actually all the stuff that you can customize. It is a crazy, crazy, crazy amount. I'm going to go through it relatively quickly, just because otherwise I'm going to be here for like 6 hours. You have sliders. On sliders, on sliders. You got the overall head sliders over here, and these can move things around a lot. If you want to see how much they can move things around, go check the gallery section of the video out at the start. Then you got forehead sliders, and there's a decent amount here, but it just gets more, by the way. Then you got the sides of the forehead, and get this. There's even more than a full page, and you can do the left side separately from the right, which to me is just crazy. It is insane. It really is. So you've basically got this twice over, The glabella over here. It's between the eyebrows at the front. You can change it a lot of different stuff. The cheekbones, left and right, once again. We've got the sides of the philtrum over here. It's at the bottom below the nose. The apple cheeks, a lot of different options. Once again, left and right. The cheeks, you can see them highlighting. The jowls. The overall jaw. The jaw line. The jaw angle. And there's a lot here. Above chin. Overall chin. Chin tip. And sides of chin. And I mean, like, holy crap, right? It's so many options. And that's just the start. Look, here we go for the eyes. So this is not the eyes. This is the eyes. This is the outside. This is like, you know, what holds the eyes. It's just the container. The eyes are still coming. It's crazy. So for the overall eyes, you can do left and right, and you can move them separately. Then we've got the brow ridge. We've got, and again, you can see it highlighting, the inner brow, the mid brow, and this is just a crazy amount. Outer brow, once again, nuts. Overall eyes, overall eyeball, the inner upper eyelid, the outer upper eyelid. God, look at it. Lower eyelid, inner eye corner, and outer eye corner. How mad is that? For the nose, it doesn't slow down. There's just as much here. You got the overall nose, the root, the bridge, the nose bridge. Yeah. So it's the upper, and then the nose bridge, and then the nose bridge sides. The overall nose tip, the actual nose tip, the nostrils, and then the nose base. This is like, I mean, what the heck, man? Lips. Got the overall movement and zoom. The mouth muscles, which is like essentially the dimples on the left and right as well. Overall upper lip, the lip center, the sides of the upper lip, the overall lower lip, lip center at the bottom, sides of the lower lip, and then the mouth corners. Then the ears. There's actually a reasonable amount of ears. You got the overall ears, lots of movement you can do here, the auricle, and the ear lobes. And that's it. It's a lot. Just to highlight once again, if you go back over here and you move in, all of those different little shapes that you see popping up there can be moved around, and it's crazy. So, for more interesting stuff, we're going to move on to the makeup now. They have presets for makeup, so there are makeup sets here. And I just want to say the female makeup sets are way nicer than the male ones. There's some really cool stuff here that I just love. They've done a phenomenal job with the female makeup. There are some cool options here that you cannot find on the male side of things, and there are just some incredibly nice looking designs. I love, as an example, just the glitter and the brightness and vibrance of the colors that they have here. Oh man, I'm a sucker for gold. And I mean, they're like the little stud piercing type things. I don't know. It's just really nice. We are going to go with a sort of basic one for the purposes of this right now. We'll go with this one over here. Then we're going to go back and I'll show you what's up. First things first is the foundation. This is how you're going to be changing your skin tone, basically. You can change the roughness, which basically puts a bit more texture on your skin. You can't really see it very well on this, but if I change this color to something darker, you will be able to see it. It just makes it rougher. It gives you more texture on the skin. You can change the luster, which is how shiny it is, or how matted it is. Then you can actually make it a little older. You can make your character slightly more middle-aged, they call it here, which you can see add some faint wrinkles around the face, just some lines basically, but then you can add full-on wrinkles. And, you know, funny enough, they didn't add any old-looking characters, and I feel like they should have, because it actually works relatively well. This doesn't look great because it's applying wrinkles to a face that's not molding and changing with age, so you'd have to do that in the customization, but the wrinkles do look relatively good, and I believe if you do fiddle around with the customization, make the character's face shape look a bit older, that can also look good. But yeah, so this is where you can change your color of your face, and you can make it anything you like. You can really go anywhere, and they don't really hold you back with it. All right? So go nuts. I'm going to go back over here quickly. Eyebrows. There's about 1 million eyebrow choices. Really. We got like 5 hairstyles, but there's really about 1 million eyebrow choices. And lipstick styles and all sorts of stuff like that. I really just, you know, I love it. But I wonder why these were prioritized above actual hairstyles. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record. It's just like, usually to me, hair is a pretty big part of a character creation system. And in this, and I don't know if it's a bug, but you can't even change the damn hair color. It's not a good first look. Okay, I'll just say it's not a good first look. You can change the color of your eyebrows if you so desire. You know, anything you want, full on, any color at all. It's good. You can also do the color depth, up, down, spacing that's of the actual eyebrows over here. So it's a little bit more movement that you can do. The length, which is kind of cool, and the hair flow. Then there's even advanced settings over here that allow you to change the style to look more like a tattoo or more natural. So yeah. Pupils. This is some fun stuff right here. You basically have full control, and in games like this, generally you have some pretty good, let's just say, opportunities for display. You know, you're going to pick something here and you will see it all the time. All the time. They make sure you see your character's face front and center. And I love that about this. Like, to be honest, it's kind of cool. It's just that, like, you know, you really are the star of the show in games like this, and they make you do a lot of cool shit. And the nice thing about these specific eye designs that they have and these models that they're using is that no matter what distance you're looking from, the eyes will be visible, the colors will be visible, the designs will be visible, and you can do really cool shit with it. So I appreciate that, and I'm happy to have it in my game. So you can pick one that you like, then you can change the color on it. Now, the color doesn't all change on all of them. So on this one, it's pretty great. But if you take, as an example, one of the other ones, I'm not sure if this is a good one. Yeah, then you've got some colors that are locked in, like the purpley blue in the middle over there. You can't change that. So it depends on the style that you pick in over here. You know, some can be customized more and some less. You have pupil size over here, iris size, up, down, and left, right. It's pretty cool. It's good. Then you can do your eye shine, which is the reflection in your eye. And you can do a lot of different stuff with this. I do appreciate this as well. It's very busy. Like, there's a lot going on in the eye, but it's cool. And, you know, more options, better. So they allow you to do some fun stuff with that. Then we have lip makeup over here. Lots of decent looking designs that you can throw on. There's obviously different stuff here from what we saw on the male characters. And you can obviously go with any color you like. The red here is just a serving suggestion. Don't worry about it. You do you. Right? So you can pick all the basic colors here, or you can just go for full RGB if you like. Then there's an intensity slider. There's a glossy slider. And then there's lip lines, which is like, it's just the texture, like the lines on the lips over there. It's kind of cool. Then for advanced, you can do the mouth corners, which is kind of weird. You can do the size, again, the lip thickness at the top and at the bottom. Then there's a shimmer option. This one basically allows you to choose the type and color of the shimmer on your lips. It's kind of a weird one. It sort of, to me, looks like you add in a bit of glitter to it. It's nice. And you can do fun stuff with it if you really go out of your way to do fun stuff with it. We've kind of messed this up right now. So if you've chosen a good style here, you can go for layered makeup as well, layered lipstick. So you can throw another design on top and you can make that a different color. I've actually not seen this before. And honestly, it's kind of cool. The idea of layering lipstick has just never even really popped into my mind as something that I'd want. So it is really quite interesting to me. Then we have the blush over here. This is sort of the one section that I like to just kind of ignore. I don't know. I usually don't find anything interesting here. This does, however, have your freckles. So, you know, if you were looking for freckles, you'd want to come here at the very least. You can change the color of it. You can make it quite dark. So I guess there is room for some interesting design there, but I don't know. I usually just ignore blush. Facial accessories. This is basically your tattoos, your markings, and your scars. There's some good stuff here, and some of the tattoos really do look quite nice. The smaller designs are slightly harder to see. The bigger ones obviously take up a lot more space, but you can move them around. So keep in mind, you can go up, down, left, right, horizontal, vertical, and you can rotate them. Okay? And they can go big. So as an example, if we stretch it all the way and then we move it down, you can make them pretty big. It does sort of mess with it a little bit and makes it hard to show off. So generally I like to show it off in its default position. So we're going to do that. There we go. Beautiful designs, however, and lots of interesting stuff. I personally like these ones. They look like mountains. Lots of nice colors here. Very clear, defined lines, which, again, with stuff like this, often, and you guys know I say this a lot, tattoos are an afterthought. You just don't get good tattoos. So it is cool to see when they actually work on it and spend some time on it. Yeah. So lots of different styles. Nothing that's specifically where winds meet. They draw from a lot of different inspiration that I can see. But it's just a lot. Like, you can actually do 3 different slots for this. So if you want to make your character all dirty and scarred and stuff, then you can still throw that on. Or you can triple up on this, and then you can put the scars on, or the tattoos over that, or whatever. I usually like to pick something like this because it just suits me. But then the females have also got these studs, which are unique to them alone. It's good. It's nice. It's a lot of really decent options. Then our final option is facial hair. And you can actually throw a few different... I don't know why. It's like, I think they put this in here as like a joke. You can put the... Because it all looks kind of quote-unquote fake. So it's like a fake mustache, a fake beard. I don't know. And you can change the color of this if you like. Yeah. They don't put all the beards in, which is really weird to me. But that's it for the makeup section. And now we're going to move on to the hairstyle, the most disappointing part of this whole video. This is it for hair. Like, this is like... We're in this system that is so expansive, so massive. You know, so all-encompassing, and then they have, what is this, 3, 6, 9, 10 hairstyles. That's it. They have 10 hairstyles. I don't get it, to be honest. The hair is great. It's a bunch of long styles, but it's very limiting. You know, that's it. There it is. And you can't change the color, so it's like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But when you finish with this, you can actually jump through and preview your character again. On the male side of things, I showed the outfits off again because you can actually see them full body here. I'll do that on female as well because these outfits really are worth savoring. There's some really cool designs here. Again, I like how they didn't limit themselves with these. They really have a fantastic and varied selection with cool little effects, you know, sparkling lights, bits and pieces that dazzle, you know. They display only the best. And it's cool, man. Like, this is nice. It's nice. The physics, also phenomenal. Look at that. I don't know how readily available all of this stuff is in the game itself. But it's cool to see here. And it's nice that they let you fiddle around with it and dress up and, you know, play pretend. So, that does bring us to the end of the customization for female characters and to the end of this video. So, here in the outro, I will say that this really does look fantastic. A lot of it. Without a doubt, visually, it's quite a treat. There's a large number of options to mess around with. And I love the fact that they just let us go crazy. The outfits are nuts. The options for the creator itself, like the backgrounds and the poses and all that stuff, is awesome. And they make it fun because of that. It is obviously, however, in a lot of ways not the most inspired style. With it being a mobile game, a lot of the stuff is stuff that we've seen in a lot of other games quite recently. They seem to work from the same templates. I don't know, something like that. And it does unfortunately show. This creator, however, it did do some unique stuff with it, and I'll definitely give that a thumbs up. Some of the customization categories here are very interesting to me. They seem to focus, and I mean really focus to the extreme on certain parts, and then they just forget other parts. And it's strange, right? Some of it's insane, and some of it is like an afterthought of an afterthought, like the hair that I keep mentioning, where you can't even change the color and there's only 10 styles, and all of them look pretty much the same. There's obviously also no body options, which kind of sucks, and I think a lot of people like body options, so yeah. But all of that said, I still enjoyed it, and I particularly loved the gallery, so yeah, I'll definitely be back for that. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let me know about all of it. What's your favorite part? What do you like about it? What do you dislike? What are you missing? And so on and so forth. You can, as always, give this video a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. You can find my links below. My coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. And you can subscribe if you haven't already. If you're jumping into Where Winds Meet, hope you guys have fun. Happy that.